Thank you for joining this call today. I know everybody has like a busy life, so it's wonderful that you could take a 45 minutes or an hour of your time to join us for today's discussion, and I think it'll be worth everybody's time. I hope you feel that way. So Julie and I, we go back about 11 years, and we met at a party, and we just kind of stayed in touch and hit it off. And she had started posting on Facebook a lot of things about wanting more, if you needed more energy or more sleep or this little yellow pill. And at one point in time, something caught my attention when she said something about inflammation. And so the next time I saw her, I asked her, give me a little more information about this little yellow pill. I need to know what it's all about. So she had me watch the ABC overview, which really caught my attention. And then she had me go through an overview, just like the one we're doing today. And after I had done those two things, I was really excited about the little yellow pill in particular and what it might be able to do for friends and family. And I wasn't so certain that I necessarily needed it for me, but I definitely knew friends and family that needed it. But that said, I decided I wanted to try it. And so I started taking it, and I was a fortunate one where I got the instant energy, better sleep. Not everybody gets it so quickly. Sometimes it takes a few months to really kick in, but I got that instant benefit. As well as that, I noticed very quickly with all the allergies that I have that even though I continue to take allergy shots and allergy medicines, I noticed that the inflammation in my sinuses really cleared up, and to the point that I was smelling things that I hadn't smelled in years. Apparently, I was tasting things that I hadn't tasted in a long time, and it was really changing, and that happened early on as well. And the best thing for me, out of a list of things that I have benefited from, is that I have not had, in the 6 months that I've been taking the little yellow pill, any migraines, and I got them regularly, at least once a month, if not more. So that's the most exciting thing for me. So anyway, as I was looking at this, thinking, I have friends that have rheumatoid arthritis, I have friends with Lyme disease. I really want to know more and look at this as a business opportunity. So I looked at it from a business opportunity and saw that the ability to create residual income, and as I look forward to retirement, having more residual income sounded really exciting. And that was another reason I decided to go ahead and join the business. I joined up with Julie in her business, and we're in a greater organization called Team Heart. And it's really a wonderful opportunity to help people. And I don't get that opportunity in my everyday life and as a tax accountant. So it's really exciting to help people in their health and welfare, and they're benefiting in their life. So with that little introduction, I'm going to turn it over to Julie. She's going to talk a little bit about herself. She's going to talk a little bit about the company. Then she's going to turn it back to me to talk about the products. And then she'll close off by talking about the business opportunity. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Julie. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Michelle. I swear, if I hadn't have gone to that party, we would have missed out on a lot of fun. Good grief, right? You just never know who you're going to meet at a fun party. So I'll have to thank Scotty about for having that party so that we could have met and had all this fun together. So as Michelle was saying, I was introduced to the little yellow pill, and I actually have arthritis in my hand. I don't know if you can see that very well, but my fingers are pretty messed up at the age of 36, which is pretty young to acquire that. And, of course, they wanted to put me on a daily anti-inflammatory, which I was adamantly opposed to, just because I really, being that young, I was not trying to take a prescription for anything on a daily basis. So I just really suffered in silence. I didn't really talk about it or tell anybody about it. And then my friend introduced me to the little yellow pill, and I started taking it within 2 or 3 months. I was pain-free, which is insane. So now it's been 2 years, and I have no arthritis pain in my right hand. So it's been an awesome blessing in terms of that. I honestly just started taking it really for prevention, just like Michelle was saying, just because I was just so used to sucking up certain things. So I thought if I can prevent future things, that would be great. I didn't really anticipate the fact that it would help me with some of the things I had going on now. So I also joined the business as well as Michelle, and have really enjoyed sharing this with people and seeing people in my life that have had issues, like Michelle was saying, with migraines and even just sleep and energy. Like I'm lucky that I sleep really well and I have pretty good energy. But for those who don't, it's really changed their lives. So to be part of this is really amazing. So, you know, what is it that we have here? So we're going to talk through a couple things today in terms of LifeVantage in this overview. And there's our lovely pictures. But the first will be the company story, and then we'll go through the product story, which Michelle will give you. And at the end, I'll talk to you about the income story. And most people know that the wellness business is slated to be the next trillion-dollar industry. And a lot of that is driven by baby boomers who are getting older and older and want to, you know, stay vital and still feeling well and try and prevent, you know, sort of onset of disease and sort of limiting factors that tend to come with age. And so that's really where we're poised. You know, technology these days is changing every day. And as it changes, society changes. And what we have our hands on here is a technology that is going to transform the medical industry. And so that's why we're so excited about it, because we are ahead of the curve. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company. So first starts off with this primetime investigation. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch this primetime investigation. If not, let Michelle know and we'll send you the link. But basically, this was at the very, very start, where it was just the physician who had discovered the Protandim and its power. And, you know, he was trying to market it himself. And, you know, at that time, it was a $9 million company. Not really a whole lot going on there. And with this primetime investigation, that was the big break. You know, normally with an investigative report, it's kind of a gotcha, right? Like they're trying to prove something wrong, what in the end, what happened was they were just blown away with the results. And so, again, you'll see the power of that, and it explains the science of our little yellow pill quite well. But what it really did was spawn universities and other institutions to start their own research on the little yellow pill. And so they started asking for some product and buying the product from Dr. McCord to start research, you know, studies and such. And so if you go online, we can give you the website. It's pubmed.gov, and that is the NIH website where you can find those studies. And as of now, there are 24 studies that have been conducted on a variety of topics. The last of which was a 10-year study that actually proved that Protandim extended lifespan. So that's pretty exciting for us. And all of that were external studies having nothing to do with our company. So that's a great story for us to be able to tell, that all these institutions believe in our product and are willing to research it because they really do think it has an impact. So again, as I said, you know, it was a very small company between 2005. They only were $9 million a year company. They entered the direct sales industry in 2009, and that was basically driven by the fact that Dr. McCord was a scientist, and he didn't have the expertise to market and, you know, sort of business savvy or whatever to do that. And so, you know, it sat on the shelves of places like GNC and, you know, Walgreens or any of your drugstores, because no one knew what it did, right? So his advisor said to him, listen, it really needs to go through direct sales because it needs people telling its story. So that's what we're doing tonight. And that's basically what we do for our business, is just tell the story, see who's interested. So right now, the company is actually a $200 million company, and we're on the way up. We are the 67th largest direct sales company in the world, which is great considering there are thousands of different direct sales companies in this world. And at this point, we've got our CAO suite is unbelievably talented group of individuals that are helping us get to that $1 billion a year point. And so that's part of our push, is to try and get, and our goal is to get 1 million families changed through this product, where it won't stop until it happens. So as I mentioned, we have this technology, right, that is going to transform the medical industry. And so what is that technology? And that's nutrigenomics. And so if you haven't heard about nutrigenomics, you might have started hearing about it a little bit in the news if you watch the news. It's becoming a little bit more prevalent. It's been on the Today Show and all those kinds of morning shows as well as evening shows as well. And basically the idea is that through nutrition, you are changing the gene expression in your body. So we all have our DNA and we can't change that, but we can change whether that DNA is expressed or not. And so that's what the NRF2 pathway activation and the NRF1 pathway activation that we're going to talk about in a little bit is all about. So every product that we have is all about that nutrigenomics and basically giving your body the nutrition it needs to, in this case for the little yellow pill, activate the NRF2 pathway, which then affects the amount of antioxidants that your body produces naturally itself. Our mission is to biohack the aging code. So again, everything we do is centered around that. And as I mentioned before, that we really want to have 1 million people impacted through our products. And that's just honestly the start, because really it's sky's the limit with this stuff. So when we look about the history in terms of nutrition and wellness, you can kind of look at it in two phases. So you've got sort of 1900 through 2000s. It's all about supplementation. So that's really the old school where you're going to take a vitamin or eat antioxidants. That way you can supplement your body, right, and give your body extra boost. Well, in the 2000s and beyond, this is that new school technology with the nutrigenomics idea that we're talking about. And basically what it does is it gives your body the nutrition so that it activates the body's natural defenses and abilities, right? So that's where you get into the prevention, because it's not supplementing what the body can do. It's actually just turning the body back on to do what it's already supposed to be doing and activating the body's healing powers that way. So, you know, if you look in society today, what are the top preventable health concerns? We've got cardiovascular disease, cancer, metabolic disease, neurodegenerative disease, and respiratory disease. These are the top 5. I'm sure if you're like me, I know people who fit into all of these different categories and suffer on a daily basis from them. So if we can, you know, put a dent in this and try and ease their burden and help them actually conquer these things, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that, right? So that's sort of our mission. And so a lot of it is that, you know, the instances of these things have gone up, and, you know, there's a lot of discussion about why that is. And, you know, if you look at the food that we eat, it's not the same nutritional content as it used to be through the mass production of our food supply. You've got, you know, pollution, whether you're in an airplane or in a car, fast food, as you can see in the picture, also just fueling up your car. All of these things, we encounter so many toxins on a daily basis that inevitably the amount of disease is going to increase because of the free radicals we now encounter that we never used to in the past. So what I'm going to walk through is your average lifespan and sort of the power of that prevention. And so looking at sort of your average lifespan through like the 70s, 80s, this is kind of your typical lifespan, right? Where, you know, around 75 or so, that's really when, you know, you start to deteriorate, you start losing some of that quality of life, and then, you know, end up passing away somewhere around 76, 77, 78, right? Well, then in the 60s and 70s, that's really when the pharma industry really came in. And that really was how can we extend life through drugs and other things, right? So you're treating symptoms, you're treating disease in some case to try and extend life. And so that's really what it did. It really did extend life a little bit, also give you a little bit of quality of life, but you weren't at the same level as you were, right? Like before you encountered whatever that disease was. Excuse me. So the concept what we're dealing with now is the prevention. So whenever you find out about this, you start that prevention so that you can kick the lifespan out further, so you have a higher quality of life for a longer period of time. That way, you can keep doing all the things that you love to do and for a longer period of time. So you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul, because as you know, who wants to live longer if you're not going to have quality of life, right? If you have to stay at home and sit in front of the TV all day, that might not be what the ideal way to spend your time on this earth, right? So that's really the concept of prevention. And what we aim to do is to ensure that increase in quality of life as well as the increase in lifespan. So now I'm going to turn it over to Michelle, and she is going to walk you through all the different products that we have.
All right, thank you, Julie. As you flip to the first slide there. So again, as Julie said, LifeVantage is all about the science and the science behind our products. So we gave you a little bit of a flavor for that. Protandim NRF2, our little yellow pill, is our flagship product. This is where it all started. It's where it all begins. It's still our flagship product, even though you'll see that we have several more products now. The NRF2 has 5 plant-based ingredients, and those are listed here below. The turmeric is there as a natural anti-inflammatory. The milk thistle is there as a liver cleansing. Green tea is there because it boosts metabolism and burns fat. Those 3 most everybody know are familiar with. Bacopa is not quite so familiar, but it is a plant that helps turn on the anti-aging enzymes in our body. Ashwagandha root was something I had never even heard of. Maybe it's been exposed to it, but hadn't heard of. But it really focuses on being a natural stress reducer. So when these 5 ingredients were combined together, they really synergized. And by taking them every day for 30 days, the tests have shown over and over again that it will lower our oxidative stress by an average of 40%. Oxidative stress leads to over 200 known diseases. And as Julie mentioned, here we say 23 peer-reviewed studies, but it is now, we know, 24 peer-reviewed studies. Those are out there. This is the only supplement, or what we call kind of this activation, that's being studied at this level and getting all these peer reviews. We also have 7 U.S. patents on this product currently. The National Aging Institute, as Julie mentioned, they came out with and did a study, and they said it's the only natural supplement ever proven to extend life. They proved that both in males and females, it can extend life anywhere from 4 to 7%. So thinking about that and thinking about your loved ones, what would you give for them to live another day, to live another year, to spend a little more time with them and see them continue to have a little more quality of life? That's kind of priceless, and that's what we're hoping to do with this product. This illustration here, I really like this illustration. So what we're trying to show you is that on one hand, we know that we're supposed to be taking antioxidants. We know that it helps us. What we may or may not know is that antioxidants that we take through consuming oranges or vitamin C or blueberries, they're kind of a one-to-one relationship with, as we consume them, they offset one free radical. So an example below to really how does this compare to Protandim? We would have to have consumed 375 oranges a day. We'd have to consume 30 pounds of raspberries, or we'd have to consume 15 pounds of dark chocolate a day. Now, I told Julie I'd be up for trying out the 15 pounds of dark chocolate a day, but that's probably not the best way to go at it. So instead, we have this opportunity to take Protandim. It is the antioxidants in there. It is 1 for 1 million per second reducing free radicals. That is how we get to this 40% decrease in free radicals and oxidative stress in just 30 days. And no other supplement can even come close to matching that. Again, through the science, Washington State University went out and did a study on Protandim. They came back with this statement, which is very powerful, saying that it's potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And I really like focusing there on preventative breakthrough. We're looking for ways to keep our body healthy and prevent disease. So that's a very powerful statement. So people, we love each other, but we also love our pets. And Dinah, we know you love your princess. So the doctors also realize that people love their pets and sometimes love them more than other humans. So they made a pet version. The pet version is made of the same 5 ingredients. It has, I forget what it has in there, but it has something in there to make it smell and taste better for a pet. But this pet tandem, it was designed with dogs in mind. However, that said, smaller quantities of it can be given to cats. More quantities of it can be given to horses. People are out there giving it to cows. We don't know what all animals people are giving it to, but it is lowering the oxidative stress in pets, the same 40% in 30 days. It is helping with their joint function, their mobility, and their flexibility. There's some great videos out there on YouTube. There's one in particular of a black lab that has dysplasia and is the hip dysplasia and is having trouble walking around, and someone had the forethought to video it before she started taking the pet tandem. And then after a period of time of taking pet tandem, next thing you know, she's running around with the younger animals in the household, and that's really powerful to see. So Protandim NRF2, the little yellow pill, has a sister pill, and that one is called Protandim NRF1. NRF1 is also made out of 5 plant ingredients. They're listed below. I wasn't quite as familiar with them. I'm very familiar with grape extract, the benefits of, drinking red wine because of the grape extract in wine. Same kind of concept here. The Protandim 1 is really meant to energize and rebuild the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the cellular powerhouse within our cells, so it really boosts and increase our cellular energy. This is proven to help support cognitive brain health, support healthy blood, and cardiovascular system. So with that, we combine the 1-2 punch, as we say, against aging. So on one hand, we have the NRF2, focus on oxidative stress, reducing pain, lowering inflammation, improving our sleep quality, detoxifying our system, working together with over 200 genes within our body's makeup, with the sister product NRF1, which is out there rebuilding and helping revitalize the mitochondria. It's good for heart health, cognitive function, improving energy, better stamina, more endurance. Protandim 1, we don't recommend taking by itself. Protandim 2, you can take by itself, but you really need to take Protandim, the NRF 1 and NRF 2 to get the full benefits. So with that, Dr. Fifi, a doctor that works with LifeVantage, came along, and she brought her knowledge of beauty systems, and she decided that these cosmetics should also have the NRF2 technology. So she helped develop 4 new what we call True Science Beauty System, which includes a facial cleanser, perfecting lotion, eye serum, and anti-aging cream. There's also now a hand cream as well. But she took that NRF2 technology and added it to the beauty line to protect our largest organs. The skin is our largest organ. So NRF2 yellow pill is focusing on our internal organs, where True Science is focusing on our external organ, our skin. There's no sulfates in here, there's no parabens in here, there's no formaldehyde, no GMOs, no petroleum, no mineral oil or artificial colors. All of those things we hear in the news and hear and reading things, we have been throwing on our skin for years and have realized that that's not the best thing to be putting on our skin. This is also great for most sensitive skin, which I can attest to since I have very, very sensitive skin. This slide it tells us about free shipping. We know that everybody loves free shipping. You always look for ways to get free shipping. So we've bundled some of our products together in order to get free shipping. So the activated essentials is the Nerf 1, Nerf 2, and the probiotic, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But those are really the powerhouse ones. If you buy the packaged, buy and packaged A, there's a little bit reduced cost, and you get the free shipping. You can add together those 3 activated essentials along with the True Science, and again, you'll get a little bit lower cost in the activated and the free shipping. Or if you're really just focused on your external beauty, you can do the True Science Beauty System as well and get that free shipping as well. So just a benefit we have out there that a lot of people are interested in. So moving on, again, ADHD, PTSD, these are things that we hear a lot of focus. A lot of people are out there trying to research those. How can we help people with those issues? And we've come up with kind of what we call the brain food. And I have my Protandim right here that I've been drinking to give me my brain food. It's called the Axio Smart Energy. We don't call it an energy drink because it's more than an energy drink. It comes in both caffeinated and decaffeinated. This shows the dragon fruit flavor, but there's multiple different flavors. There's no sugar additives. There's low in calorie, and it's sweetened with stevia. It's packed with vitamin D, or vitamin B. So this is where you get your vitamin B, and again, some other natural ingredients out there. This one is highly suggested for anybody who feels like they have ADHD, so or could use a little more power in their afternoons, a little boost in their day, and I really enjoy taking this. And last but not least, we have our physique weight management. And the physique weight management I took for 3 months from June through August, and I lost 15 pounds on the program. And then I quit taking it, and I just recently started up again 2 weeks ago because we have at Team Heart, we have a challenge to lose weight before the holidays. So I've started it up again. There are four main products here as well. One's a cleanse. It's a very gentle cleanse. It works at cleansing the liver and the kidney and the colon. It also helps reduce cravings. The fat burn has 2 patented herbal fat burners within it to help target belly fat and the hip fat. And I've lost inches both off my hips and weights, so I can attest to it's doing something. I'm very happy about that. Then the probiotic. The probiotic is my second favorite product of all. The probiotic is designed, it's a little tiny round pill, and it's designed, where they say this BioTrack, is designed to work its way through your stomach, through your upper and larger intestine into the lower intestines, and really get where it needs to be effective. And therefore, we've found that it's very, very effective in getting into our system and doing what it needs to help with a leaky gut. And a leaky gut leads, again, to a lot of different disease. And lastly, the protein shake. I've never been a big fan of protein shakes, but this one I actually like. I just mix some fruit with some coconut milk and a little spinach, and I have it every morning, and it really carries me through the morning. So in this physique weight management, we really focus on the root cause of weight problems. There's diet guides. You get a free membership to the Team Heart Fitness. It gives you a guide on how you should be eating, focusing on eating the right things, giving you some other exercise tips. And overall, this whole program really supports metabolism and reducing the belly fat. So this just goes and shows some pictures of a lot of people who've taken the challenge and really put themselves out there by taking before and after pictures. And it's a hard thing to do. Julie and I just did it because we entered the Team Heart Fitness Challenge, and it's not easy to do, taking these pictures of yourself, but you really do see it. You do see the change from the before and after picture. So it's a worthwhile thing to do. And lastly, just overall as a commitment, the products are all natural. They're non-GMO. There's no artificial colors, sweeteners, and flavors. Products are only as good as the studies they stand on, and you will see that we have all these studies out there on PubMed, and we continue to get more studies on a daily basis, or there's studies on oxidative stress and what it's doing to the body. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Julie to talk a little bit about the business opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Michelle. That was a great job. Great overview of the product. So you can really get an idea of the expansiveness of the product line, but also they're very targeted and purposeful. And, you know, the leaders of the company have said, we're not just going to have products for the sake of products. They have to fit into our mission of biohacking, the aging code. They have to fit into the whole concept of nutrigenomics, or we're not interested. They've got to impact the body and activate the body. So it's really great that they have that vision, because God knows I don't have the scientific vision for any of that. So that's really a huge asset for us as business people, but also consumers, to just know that everything that they're putting out there is top notch. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the business side of things and why Michelle and I kind of moved from being customers into the business side of things. Not only just because, obviously, for obvious reasons, we felt a difference being on the products, but we also knew people that, you know, could benefit from the products. And so if you've been thinking about a few other people that you know who need the product, you know, you might be open, you might want to think about the business side of things, because that's all we do is we educate and share. And so, you know, Robert Kiyosaki is a famous entrepreneur, and done very, very well in real estate, but also very well in network marketing. And he said, you know, basically it's a great business model because it's an income generating asset, you know, to have that residual income that for what I do today, I get paid for in the future. So it's not just a one-time thing, it's a repeated thing. And in this economy, we know, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, that technology has really changed everything about the way we're doing business these days. And you can see all of those businesses listed there on the left there: Facebook, Airbnb, Uber and Lyft, and Amazon. I mean, to think about the way I consume on a daily basis is pretty much Amazon if I'm not going to the store. And so I'm sure you know people who either drive for Uber or Lyft or Airbnb hosts. If you don't, I'm an Airbnb host. I love it. We'll talk about that offline. But, you know, it's changed everything about business. And so that's, again, what we do. We have a virtual business. So we don't keep a whole lot of stock. We don't have to get a brick and mortar business. It really is just focusing on educating and sharing with people. We don't have to worry about a lot of the other things that most business owners have to do. So it makes it a very unique and streamlined form of business. You know, and again, it's all about our network, right? So Michelle and I met a party. We see each other every so often, but part of what's been so much fun is that we've been hanging out way more now, just because we talk on a more frequent basis. So it's more like, if I'm going to do something fun, I'm like, hey, Michelle, do you and your husband want to come join? Because we're just in our lives, you know, more and more. And I know for me, that's like one of my favorite things also about this, is just being able to spend more time with more of my friends. Again, we talked about the virtual franchise piece, but also the concept of being an intrapreneur versus an entrepreneur. And so it's not just that you have to be out there in the world, but you can actually do this from your home and not leave your home if you don't want to, by just doing presentations like this that are pretty easy to do, and just sharing the knowledge with your friends. And so how do you get started if you were even thinking about doing that? Basically, at a minimum, all you need to do is buy a starter kit. So that's just $50. And it's really great because it has all these great marketing materials, has samples of some of the products. That way you can try it and share it with others. And it just really has some great, you know, starting materials just for $50. It's a great way to go. And so if you get in that way, the first thing you have to worry about is, how do I get paid, right? Like, if you join a business, you need to get paid. So here's what you need to do to get paid. So you have to get $100 to $199 in personal volume. So that would be the equivalent of 5 bottles of Pro Tandem. So that could be you and 4 friends. But to really maximize the pay plan and not leave anything on the table, you have to have over 200 points in personal volume, okay? And so that's where you get that 40% smart start. And so we'll go into that a little bit here in a minute so you can see exactly what that means. But so if you were going to come in at the very minimum, it would be a starter pack plus $240 worth of products, okay, as an example. Now we have other packs, which are really great. And if you're serious about joining the business, these are the key ones to join. Both Michelle and I came in at the Platinum Pack. It gives you, basically it's products, some marketing materials, and 2 event pass tickets. So that's great. So we're actually going to Orlando this coming week for our conference, which is basically chock full of marketing training, science training on the products, overall mindset training and personal development. We have John C. Maxwell coming. He's amazing. If you don't know anything about John C. Maxwell, if you're a leadership development person, he is a world-renowned leader and guru. Fortune 500 companies hire him all over the world to come talk to and train their leaders on how to be leaders. So really high quality trainings at our events. So we're super excited about that. And those 2 tickets are free. So that's as you see there, a $600 value. So if you're thinking about doing the business, that's a great pack. The other pack that's really great also is the Gold Pack for very similar reasons. It's got a little bit fewer products associated with that pack. Also marketing materials and just 1 event ticket. And really the crux of these packs are the products, right? And the discounts you get on the products. So if you know that you're interested in several products and you know that you have several friends you might want to share it with, these products gave you maximum dollars from a business standpoint. They are really the way to go, honestly. So how do we get paid? So this is really the nuts and bolts getting to. Okay, that's great. It sounds wonderful. I do have people I want to share this with, and I do know that there's more than 1 product I would like to take. So how do I get paid on all of this? So this is that Smart Start bonus I was telling you about. So this is going to give you an example. If you came in at the Gold Pack, that's your example on the left. If you come in at the Platinum Pack on your right, that'll be your example. So if you have come into the business and you share this with 3 other people and they join the business as well at the same level you came in at, you will get $600 in bonus from the Gold Pack with those 3 people if they come in it as a Gold Pack as well. And you'll get $1,200 again for the people if they come in as the Platinum Pack as well. So you'll have made your money back with those 3 people. Pretty easy to do. Now again, the Smart Start bonus, what does that look like from a customer perspective? So you come in and then you share this with a couple of your friends and they become customers. So you will make $16 per Protandem bottle on that first bottle, okay? So as they come in. So basically this bonus really helps you get started. And that's what I love about our compensation plan is a lot of companies, the compensation is at one end or the other. So you either make all of your money up front and not much at the back, so there's no incentive to stay, or it's all at the back. So it's really, really hard if you're getting going to make any money. So you're more likely to quit. So you never get to the point where you're making a lot of money, right? So it's really well distributed. So this Smart Start bonus is so that as you're learning, as you're building, as you're starting to share and learn and tap into the system that we have, which is very simple, you're getting some money, you're seeing some results so that you don't get discouraged. And then, let's see, sorry. The next bonus is, this is where we start talking about income generating assets, okay? And so this is where you're going to build a network of distributors and a network of customers. And so for in my business right now, 80% of my business is customers. So we're a very customer focused business. A lot of other companies are not so. They're really trying to push you to find distributors, right? Absolutely go with your skill set and what you're comfortable with. You will make money either way. So do you think you could refer and keep 4 customers? Okay, so this is back to that example. is, if you can get that, that means your $200 personal volume requirement to maximize the comp plan. So you will get 40% on anything you bring in if you maintain that 200. Do you think you could do that? It's pretty easy to do, especially once your friends start seeing results. It's, for me, I'm like never going to stop taking Protandim because I don't want my arthritis pain back. And do you think you could sponsor one person a month? And so that could be at any level, right? So we've had some team members who came in at the $50 level and they knocked it out of the park because they were hungry and they saw the vision of this and they really ran with it. And so could you bring in one person a month to join us in this business? So here is an example of what is possible, okay? So these are not obviously set in stone. We are not promising anything with these numbers at all, but this is what's possible if you could bring people in one a month, okay? And so really, what are we talking about when, in terms of time, right? So we're all very, very busy, but if you could just shave out 8 to 10 hours a week out of your week, sorry, to commit to this business, like this is the kind of income, if you could provide that consistency in your daily activities, this is where we're talking about here. People actually have to work in this business. It's not just, a lot of people promise that things are going to just, the money's just going to show up in your account and you don't have to do anything. But unfortunately, this is actual work. But this is also income that you will have forever. So if you look at this example, in month one, obviously you have 2 people. You have you and the person you joined in. And then the second month you have 4, and so on and so on. And so, the numbers get pretty crazy when you get down to month 12, right? So, you can pretty much promise that's not going to happen. The model is just a model. But even if you failed this model by 99%, that would still be a heck of a lot of money. And that would still be a heck of a lot of residual income showing up in your bank account. And so what I would think, for you watching this right now is, look on that average monthly income by rank. Is there a number there that excites you? Because if there's a number there that excites you, we can help you get there. Now, whether that's just you getting your cell phone bill paid for every month, whether it's your car payment, whether it's your mortgage, is it that you would like to save up for a really awesome vacation? Once you get to that, 500, 1,000, if you save that every month for 6 months, you could probably have a pretty good vacation for a week, or you could, if it was, you're at the $200,000 level, you can have quite a nice vacation for several weeks probably. So really it's all very doable, and, it's not trying to be outrageous where you have to bring in all these people. Most of the leaders in our company have, in the 8 years that they've been in business, have brought in 50 people. That's not a lot of people over the course of 8 years, especially considering they're doing this full time. So if you have any questions about that, we'd be happy to walk you through some of this more. But, when you look at why now and why LifeVantage, I'm sure you guys have not heard of LifeVantage before Michelle introduced it to you, right? And that's true for 99.95% of the people who live in the US and Canada. And so then you throw in the fact that we're open in Mexico and the Netherlands and the UK and Thailand and Hong Kong, and we're about to open in China. There you go, spoiler alert. And so, you could have a global business very quickly. And maybe you don't know people in those countries, but there are other people out there that do. And again, we are at the front edge of nutrigenomics. Like, there are not very many companies out there thinking about it. And we have the patents to go with it. Right now, there are 11 different pharmaceutical companies that are looking for synthetic ways to activate that NRF2 pathway. Well, we already have an all-natural method of activating that pathway. So we are already ahead of the curve. So we envision, just like we say, instead of saying, I want a tissue, you say, I want a Kleenex. We believe that LifeVantage is going to be what people call the NRF2 in the future, because we already have cornered the market and are helping so many people. Additionally, we have all of those federally funded research projects that were completed and all the scientific proof. Peer-reviewed scientific studies that are super solid, that you can go to the government website and read all of the studies. Obviously, they're very technical. They're hard to, I'm a kind of a science person, and they're hard for me to understand, but they're there in black and white. And that is not a website that you can pay to have your studies be added to that. You have to have the peer-reviewed, science that, is irrefutable to be in that website. No one, you can't just upload your research to that. And again, we are still in that early adopter phase. We are moving now, and we're trying to gather up the troops to move us ahead so that we can get those 1 million families that we're helping, and really kick us into momentum and spread the word as far and wide as possible. Because as we know, medical bills are really expensive. Even when you feel well and you just have a little something that goes wrong with our insurance these days, it gets really, really expensive pretty quick. And so we want to help people avoid that and cut that off at the knees from a financial standpoint, but then also, of course, from a quality of life standpoint as well. So what do we have from a Team Heart support? So Michelle mentioned Team Heart, and I have to say that we have the best team in this company. We have a couple of leaders that lead this team and are passionate about what we do. They're experts in this area, exercise scientists, holistic nutritionists, and they have really helped develop an amazing weight loss management system, but then also this business side of it with a very systematic approach, that when you come into the business, we help you launch your business with very simple steps that are not overwhelming for you to launch your business. And then we have a learning component, and that helps you just build your skills, right? So with anything that you do in life, there's always a learning curve, right? And so there's going to be frustrations and there's going to be failures, quite honestly. But we help be there with you and commiserate, because we've all been there before. And, you can't run before you walk. And so we really help hold your hand and walk you through that. And if you want to start running, we'll start running with you. And we'll help you get to wherever it is you want to go. And then thirdly, as you start developing those skills and you start advancing within the company, we also have leadership skills. And a lot of that is, that John C. Maxwell work, but then within our own team, we have a lot of assets, and we do a lot of leadership training. And there's specific Team Heart leadership training that you have to complete once you hit the rank of Pro 3. And it's really great nuts and bolts type training for you. So it's really, really helps. I think you'll be, if you join the business, you'd be surprised at how much you change as a person just by the trainings and all of these kinds of ancillary things that you wouldn't even count about. You come in thinking about the product, you come in thinking about the business and the income, and then you come out the other side and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I accomplished all of this. And it's really, really amazing. So we have so much support. So you are never alone in this business. We are here to stand shoulder to shoulder with you as you are building your business and to help you do it. So after seeing this presentation, you're probably one of 3 people. And so the first person, you need more information on the product. You need more information on the business. The second person just wants to become a customer. You see the benefit of the products and you just want to start consuming them and getting in your body ASAP. And then the third is that you would like to join our team, and we would love to help you achieve any of your goals. Obviously, we want people to get in where you fit in. So if you're number 1, 2, or 3, we have no judgments on that. And we are just excited to help you discover our world of nutrigenomics and biohacking the aging code. So wherever that makes sense for you, we are absolutely happy to help you do that. So with that, I'm going to stop the video. And thank you so much for being here. And I don't know. Let me, I'm going to do this. Michelle, unmute. And Dina, unmute. Okay. Dina, do you have any questions for us? I don't want to put you on the spot, but.
I can't think of any right now.
Okay.
I take that QNL CQ10, a
Okay.
multi-B vitamin, vitamin D3, and cinnamon daily.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually love them. I don't sell anything until I try it and know how it works.
Yeah.
Michelle knows me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, would I be able to take this with the vitamin complement I'm